Hey guys, for this video today, this will be an additional video that I just decided in the past couple of days that I'd sit down and film. And not only that, but this channel has had a record-breaking month this month in terms of how many videos I've been able to sit down and put together. And I thought that we should end this month on a wonderful, stellar note by including an additional video to end things off with a great big bang and a celebration, because I have never even come remotely close to the number of videos I've made in this month in 2019 or September 2019 ever before. So this is new territory for me, and hopefully this is going to be permanent. But as I always say, I can never guarantee that, and I don't want to get your hopes up. But before I go any further as well, I want to quickly go on the record and just let you all know that this video will not have any visual elements in it of any kind. So if you're maybe, like, say, looking at your Facebook or reading something on a different website, or, you know, maybe drawing a picture or doing your homework or playing a board game, or I'm just using random examples, but basically you can just listen to this on the side, because honestly, there is nothing to see. I will have no visual elements in this video whatsoever. Now, I want to make sure that I let you guys know about that, because recently I did have a video where I made it with no visuals, and I made a nice, or in my biased opinion, I made a thumbnail that I was actually impressed that I actually put together. I was impressed with what I created, and I thought that, you know, adding a thumbnail would be really cool. But the problem is that I had viewers tuning in and watching the video, and they were saying, hey, why is the screen black? Why are there no visuals? Well, I didn't add any visuals. I just put my phone down and started talking. So what I did is I misled people into thinking that, well, this video is going to have some visual elements and something to actually watch with your eyeballs. I made a very poor judgment call. And I misled people into thinking that they were going to have a video with a bunch of different interesting visuals in it. And that has bothered me ever since. And truth is, that's why I have not done a podcast style video like this since. But I'm going to try this again now. But going forward, if I do this type of video just like I just did here, I'm going to make sure that in both the description and somewhere in the beginning of the video that I acknowledge that, hey guys, there will be no visuals, because I don't ever want to do that again. Because, you know what, guys, I hate misleading clickbait type things, and I feel that my thumbnail served as a form of clickbait, and that's disappointing, and I want to make sure that does not happen again. Now, will I add thumbnails to podcast-style videos like this down the road? Quite possible. So if I do that, that makes it even more important in my video, or in my videos too, or for me, in my opinion at least, sorry. It makes it more important, in my opinion, to make sure that you viewers out there know exactly what you're getting yourselves into before you watch a video like this that will have no visuals, because that way you guys will know, and then that way I hopefully will not let people down. So sorry for going on about that for as long as I have. I know I've already been talking for 4 minutes, but I care about you guys, and I care about the videos, and I want to make sure that when you guys watch these videos that you guys enjoy them. And I always do my best to make sure that they're videos that are interesting, because you know what, guys, I do these videos as a hobby because I love talking about sports uniforms, and what makes these videos so much fun to do is the fact that I get to talk about this stuff with other people. So if I had misled any of you who may be watching this video with that recent video in the past few months, I am sorry. But anyways, in this video today, what I will be talking about is I will be sharing my thoughts on why I feel it's time for the NFL to end the Color Rush program, at least in terms of the way that it's going. And I will get into that shortly. But anyways, let's go back to 2015 when we first got this surprise announcement around this point in the season, maybe a little bit later, that, hey, starting in the next week or two on Thursday Night Football, we're going to have two teams wearing monochromatic uniforms that are head to toe in one color, where you'll have one team wearing one color entirely versus another team wearing another color entirely. So then that led to the infamous Christmas Bowl, where you had the Jets in Kelly green versus the Bills in all red. And colorblind people were not able to tell the uniforms apart. And the only way they could possibly tell the uniforms apart is by looking at the decals of the team's logos on the helmets. And I think we can all agree that that's not good. I mean, hopefully there will be a day where we can cure color blindness, but until then, that type of thing is something we need to avoid like the plague, in my opinion, and hopefully that never happens again, eh? But it started with that, and then you had other experimental uniforms like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with a less hideous version of their already hideous red jersey that they still wear, which I hear is hopefully going to be changed by this time next year. And then the Rams, when they played their final game in St. Louis before they moved to Los Angeles, wore head or jersey to toe yellow. I called that the ketchup mustard bowl. It was all red versus all yellow, and the only thing that was different on each uniform was the helmet. And that's not a compliment either, folks. But since then, all of the NFL's teams have unveiled color rush uniforms. We also had a situation where the Washington Redskins never wore their color rush uniform, which was supposed to be jersey to toe yellow. And I'm glad that they didn't. Now, if they could wear that yellow jersey with contrasting burgundy pants, in my opinion, that would have been an interesting uniform to wear for a game. But I'm glad that they didn't show up for a game that they were, or for the game that they were supposed to, wearing jersey to shoe yellow, or as some would say, gold. So instead, what the Redskins did end up doing, though, is they did end up taking part in the color rush for one game where they wore jersey head to toe burgundy. And you know what? If they had to do the all monochrome look for one game in franchise history, I'd rather them just do the burgundy, because you've already got other teams that are doing the head to toe yellow, like the Rams. And who's the other one I'm trying to think of? Yeah, there was the Rams, and okay, maybe the other one was supposed to be the Redskins only. I feel like I'm drawing a blank right now, actually. Oh yeah, you know what I'm thinking of? I'm thinking of the Jaguars, because they called their uniform a gold uniform, and it was head to toe feces, basically the color of like really bad baby feces or baby poop. And those uniforms were just hideous alongside their helmets and the uniforms that they've thankfully replaced since. But yeah, I mean, I'm glad that the Redskins did not decide to wear that uniform. And on top of that, there was also another interesting case in the Detroit Lions, because they were supposed to wear a monochromatic black uniform for the color rush, bringing back their old, or for the most part, bringing back their old black third jersey, which after seeing old photos of it, I actually feel that for a third jersey was actually not too bad. So they were going to bring out a black color rush uniform, and instead they ended up changing their uniforms and brought in an all head-to-toe gray uniform instead. And personally, I think they should have had to wear that black color rush uniform for at least one game. And you know what? It's too bad, because I'm sure that people out there bought that jersey thinking that, oh my goodness, the Lions are going to wear it. Well, they never did, which is a bummer. I mean, I think they should have worn both, where they had maybe the first year after the redesign, they wear that black uniform for one game, and then the next year they bring out the gray, which they've had ever since, eh? But yeah, you've had interesting cases like that. And after the Christmas Bowl in 2015, what ended up happening is that with the launch of the Color Rush uniforms and the Color Rush Thursday night event every week, they started making the one team wear monochrome white against the other team to avoid the colorblind issue where colorblind people could not tell the games or the teams apart. So they did that to make it easier to tell teams apart. And if there was color versus color, the two colors would be significantly different and they would contrast one another. Like, say, as just a hypothetical example, if the Arizona Cardinals, or actually this did happen. So if the Cardinals were wearing their monochrome black Color Rush uniform, then the Seahawks could come out in their nuclear slime Color Rush uniforms as well, where you've got neon green, or as they call it in Seattle, action green against black. And then, whether you're colorblind or you're newly blinded by Seattle's head to toe or jersey to toe action green uniform, you can at least still tell the teams apart. But ever since, as of last year, what the NFL decided to do is they decided that, okay, folks, well, for Thursday night games, Color Rush uniforms are no longer have to be exclusive to Thursday nights. In some rare circumstances, that was actually a good thing. Like, for example, look no further than the New Orleans Saints, which, in my opinion, I absolutely believe 100% that is one hell of a gorgeous uniform, even though I wish they could wear contrasting socks. If they could just do that, that uniform would be absolutely perfect. And if they made the gold on the helmet and the gold on the jersey and uniform match, that would be even better. And sorry to be picky, but I noticed there's a bit of a different shade of gold between the jersey and the helmet, and it's something that catches my eye, and not for the right reason. Not for the right reasons. And, uniforms like that, in my opinion, are really good. There are some Color Rush uniforms that I'm glad they're not just a Thursday night only thing, like the Saints throwbacks. Those, in my opinion, are absolutely gorgeous. Now, another Color Rush uniform that I actually feel is not too bad, believe it or not, is the New England Patriots. I feel that theirs is a nice mix of old and new, considering that thanks to the one helmet rule that the NFL has had for 7 years now about, teams can no longer wear throwbacks. So they created something new that's a hybrid between old and new, and I actually feel that they did a really good job. And then you've also got other Color Rush uniforms, like, for example, say the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and it's like, well, I wish this was only on Thursday nights, not on a Sunday game. Even other cases like the Detroit Lions, where they've worn their Color Rush uniform, which is also considered their alternate uniform as well, and they've worn it for multiple games, and it just, I swear I've even seen it against their all-gray uniform against the Dallas Cowboys when the Cowboys are wearing their regular white home uniform, and it was not a good-looking game whatsoever. So, I mean, there's some Color Rush uniforms that are really good, like, for example, the Saints, the Giants. Also, I like the Rams jersey. I don't like the head-to-toe yellow business. The Broncos have an amazing Color Rush jersey that's ruined by the all-orange leotards they have to wear. And there's some teams that have some very, very good jerseys. I mean, truth is, if the Seahawks could wear navy blue pants, I would actually love to see the Seahawks wear the action green Color Rush jersey once a year. I mean, I'm sure that a lot of people will disagree with me, but considering how ultra-modern their uniforms are, I think the action green works, and it's unique, and it's something different. I mean, they've got an ultra-modern uniform design anyway, so bring it out. Why not? For one game a year, I mean, would I want to see it more than that? No. But for one game, I don't see what the big deal is. But yeah, I mean, there are some teams that have, in my opinion, exceptional color rush jerseys. And teams like the Saints, and you know, with how much the Saints have been wearing their color rush uniform and for the second year in a row, I have a funny feeling that we could see the Saints eventually go full-time retro. And I think they're starting to realize that, holy crap, our retro uniform is way better than our current ones. And I think their current uniforms are not very good. I find them a little bit on the mediocre side, to be honest, because with the stripes on the sleeves, they look so much better. But, you know, you've got an exceptional color rush uniform like the Saints one, and then you've got hideous ones like the Seahawks, thanks to those action green pants they have to wear, the Broncos in all orange, and then you've got other cases like the Buccaneers in all red, the Chiefs in all red, which they shouldn't have to wear that, and I don't want to see that anymore. The Buffalo Bills, who have a fantastic color rush jersey in my opinion, but they have to wear red pants with it and a whole red monochromatic look. It looks hideous. But if they could wear it with white pants, with their white helmet, it would be an exceptional third jersey in my opinion. You know, there's some teams that have really good color rush jerseys that, in my opinion, that are ruined by being forced to have to wear matching colored pants. And it's stupid. It's absolutely stupid. So, but anyways, my point is that after last year, after the NFL decided to end the restriction of only having the color rush uniforms on Thursdays, not only did they start allowing teams to wear alternate uniforms up to 3 games a year, whether it's just one uniform in the Saints case or in other teams' cases, like say the Chargers, they could wear. Last year, they could wear the powder blue for 2 games and then wear the monochromatic royal blue uniform for a 3rd game. And then they would have that extra uniform or that extra game to sport that uniform. But the thing is that, you know, I gotta say, it's now that the color rush experiment is no longer exclusive to Thursdays, in my opinion, it creates a problem. And I'll get to that in a second. So, also you've got situations like, such as the Cleveland Browns, where their uniforms are so freaking bad that the only good uniform they have is this ultra monochromatic brown on orange uniform, one-piece suit, which now this season, since it's their main uniform, they've been able to get away with wearing, they've been able to get away with wearing orange socks, which looks a lot better. But, yeah, I mean, the Color Rush uniform experiment, in my opinion, has produced some gems, in my opinion, like also the Raiders. It's been nice to see their white throwbacks with silver numbers. I like seeing that every year. The Jets' Kelly Green jersey was quite nice, which I think was the spark that lit the redesign that they've got now, which even though I don't love the uniforms, I do love the fact that they've gone with a brighter hue of green. And then, you know, you've got some teams, most Color Rush uniforms, in my opinion, are not good. But there are some that I've always liked. I mean, the Browns uniform is far better than the crap that they switched to 4 years ago, or 5 years ago now. I mean, you've got other teams like the Rams and the Falcons that have great Color Rush jerseys, but the lack of contrasting pants ruins it. So, you know, the thing is that, in my opinion, when this Color Rush thing was only limited to Thursday nights, we knew what to expect. We knew that one day every week was going to be the only day of the week where we'd have to see these one-piece suits on the field. But because of the change to the rules regarding the Color Rush uniforms and the removal of the restriction, Well, then all of a sudden you start seeing teams like, for example, the Baltimore Ravens in monochrome purple, which they wore this past Sunday, but I think it was just their regular purple uniform with their regular purple pants. But still, I mean, now you see teams doing color rush all the time. I mean, even tonight on the Monday Night Football game between the Bengals and the Steelers, the Bengals were wearing their color rush uniform, and, you know, it looked really weird seeing these bright orange helmets, but like no orange on the rest of the uniform except for the nameplates on the letters on the player's jersey with orange trim, and of course the Nike checkmark on the sleeves. It just looked weird and out of place. But, you know, it was easier, in my opinion, when you knew that on Thursday nights you were going to get this one-piece madness. But now it could come at any day of the week. It could be Thursdays, it could even be on Sundays, and that I don't like. I mean, you could have the Buccaneers wearing their one-piece red jumpsuits against a team with great uniforms, for example, like the Green Bay Packers, or even a team that has or even another team like, you know, the Indianapolis Colts that have fabulous jerseys, in my opinion. And, you know, it ruins it. These one-piece suits ruin the aesthetic of a good-looking game, where, in my opinion, what I mean by that is that when a team wears these color rash uniforms, a lot of times it ruins the uniform matchup. Where, like, for example, if you got a game between the Kansas City Chiefs and the, I don't know, Indianapolis Colts, normally it would be a gorgeous uniform matchup, but when they're wearing their one-piece, all head-to-toe red jumpsuits against the Colts in all white, it doesn't look very good. Those all one-piece red uniforms are just not good. Monochrome red does not look good. The only monochromes that I've seen that look good or relatively passable or even borderline good, and in the Saints case excellent, is white, navy blue, and black. Anything else I don't like. It just is too jarring, and there's not enough contrast. And even as I say that, I wish that for the all-white color rush uniforms that the teams could wear at least contrasting socks. So now that it's no longer a Thursday night exclusive thing, I don't know why NFL teams have to continue wearing this crap. Like, if a team wants to wear their color rush uniform because the jersey's good, like in the Saints case, or even in the Broncos case, why the hell can't they wear that uniform with contrasting pants? I mean, most of them need to be burned in a dumpster fire. Like, for example, the Vikings one, the Ravens one, the Jaguars one's thankfully extinct like the dinosaurs. You know, the Dolphins' all-orange jumpsuits are gone now too, which is great. But they even recently wore monochrome teal, or aqua as they call it, and it did not look good at all. And, you know, this was supposed to be a Thursday night exclusive program. So I don't understand why we have to continue witnessing it now in 2019, now that it's gone. I mean, do I think that teams should be allowed to continue wearing the jerseys? If they're allowed to wear them with contrasting pants, in a lot of cases, yeah. I mean, who wouldn't love to see the Chargers color rush uniform with white pants? It would look really good. Or, you know, imagine the Saints if they could wear gold socks or even black socks. It would look really great. It would be perfect. The Broncos, if they wear their color rush jersey with navy blue pants, it should be their home jersey like right now. The Seahawks, head-to-toe action green, or jersey-to-toe action green. No. But with navy blue pants, with their navy blue helmets, for one game a year, I think it'd be really cool. I mean, if the Buccaneers could wear their color rash uniform with white pants instead of red, I'd rather them wear that than their current atrocity of a home uniform. Imagine the Falcons if they could wear theirs with white pants. Hell, they should make that their home jersey. If the Rams could wear their color rush uniform with blue pants, awesome, excellent third jersey option. If the Bills could wear theirs with white pants, make it a third jersey. Keep it. If the Giants could wear their white throwbacks with blue socks, I mean, I think they should just go back to their 80s uniforms. Screw their current uniforms. Their old ones from the 80s were way better. And I get that they were the ones they've got now were meant to be a throwback to an even older time in their history. I understand that, folks. I do. But, you know, it's just not, I don't know. I like what the Giants had in the 80s rather than what they have now. At least in my opinion. And by the way, I do agree with those who say that the big Giants word mark on each side of the helmet's better than just the NY monogram logo that they've had, that they brought back in 2000, according to my memory, which I hope is correct. But if it is not, please correct me. But anyways, my point is, why do we have to continue seeing these head-to-toe one-piece jumpsuits now that this Thursday night exclusive program is no longer there? I mean, am I against teams having an extra uniform option for one game a year? I'm okay with it. I mean, I know that the Jets just got rid of theirs because of the fact that they've got their new uniforms. So, in their case, it doesn't matter. In the Lions' case, they got rid of their black uniform as part of their redesign. So, their gray one I'm not a fan of. I mean, you've got teams like the Broncos that, you know, I mean, they've got 3 jerseys and the Color Rush uniform. So, you know, if they could wear it with navy blue pants, why couldn't they have that as an extra alternate for a game a year? And you know what? What the NFL should do is not only should they allow teams to wear contrasting elements to their Color Rush uniforms, but you know what? Why not make Thursdays or make Monday nights a night for color versus color? If they want to have the extra uniform option. I mean, that way there's a night every week where we're guaranteed to see something different. But in my opinion, if you had a team like, say, I don't know, the Rams with their yellow Color Rush uniform with contrasting blue pants against the Chargers in their Color Rush uniform with white pants, I mean, would that not be a gorgeous uniform matchup or what? Or you could even have, like, say, the Broncos in their orange jersey with navy blue pants playing a team like, I don't know, perhaps, just trying to think, how about the New Orleans Saints with gold socks with theirs? Would that not be a great looking game or what? I mean, I believe there's a way that they could actually make it work and make it look better. I mean, I'm not against the idea of teams having an extra uniform. Like, I actually prefer the concept of having a third jersey and a throwback. And in some cases, teams like the Bills could pull it off. So, you know, I just think that if they were going to keep the Color Rush thing, they should have only kept it to Thursday night so we don't have to see it every other day of the week. Like, even tonight, did I really want to see the Bengals wear their one-piece Siberian Tiger Color Rush uniform? No, I didn't. But, you know, since it's an all-white uniform, it was a little bit more tolerable, but they should have worn it with orange socks so that at least, thanks to the one helmet rule, since they can't change the helmet unless they change the decals, well, that way you've got some orange elements and it still looks like a Bengals uniform. But anyways, I think it's time for the Color Rush to end. And teams should be allowed, if they want, to keep them, but be allowed to wear them with contrasting elements in contrasting pants. But also on top of that, I have an idea for Thursday nights that I think would absolutely see a major opportunity for, or a major increase in jersey sales. And you know what that would be, folks? Throwback Thursdays. If the NFL could change their one helmet rule and allow teams to wear throwbacks, why not do Throwback Thursdays? Have a night where, for example, the Broncos wear a throwback uniform against the Seahawks, for example, in a white, royal blue and green, Kelly green throwback. Or, I don't know, see a team like, perhaps the Minnesota Vikings in a throwback uniform against the New York Giants. I mean, something like that could look incredibly good. Or have a team like the Saints wear their black throwback against, I don't know, perhaps the Dolphins in their white throwbacks that they brought out for this season, in fact, coincidentally. I mean, would that not be a gorgeous matchup or what? The Dolphins in white versus the Saints in their black throwbacks, for example. Or even the Patriots wearing their red throwbacks against, like, say, I don't know, perhaps the New York Jets in a white throwback uniform from maybe even the 1980s or back from the Joe Namath era of the New York Jets. I mean, ideas like that would look gorgeous. You could have the Rams wearing their white throwbacks with the royal blue and gold against the Green Bay Packers in their regular home uniform, or even wear their home uniform but add the extra pair of stripes on each sleeve as a special throwback. I mean, if teams like the Saints can wear the sleeve striping in 2019, why can't the Packers? But anyways, you guys, after 31 minutes, I thought I'd do this extra video. I'd love to hear what you guys think, but I think it's time for the NFL to either get rid of the Color Rush program or just allow the teams to have the uniform, but be allowed to finally add contrasting elements like contrasting pants. I mean, even a week ago, the Cleveland Browns wore their Color Rush turned home uniform against the Rams, and with the orange socks that they wore, it made the uniform a hell of a lot more passable. I mean, I still think that uniform alongside the rest of their uniforms need to be burned in a dumpster fire, but you know what? It made their home uniform, or the Color Rush uniform, look a lot better. Even though I'd be the first to tell you that the monochromatic brown one-piece jumpsuit, orange on brown uniform that the Browns are wearing as their main home uniform this year is still not very good. But sadly, it's the only uniform they have left that has any type of decency in terms of its design. But anyways, you guys, I've been talking for over half an hour. I'd love to hear what you guys think about this. And on that note, folks, take care. And of course, as always, you guys, bye for now.